Hello, welcome to the channel and welcome back to Resurwreck Autos HQ. So guys, I haven't posted a video for the last couple of days. Last week was absolutely crazy end of the week, so I couldn't really do any sort of video filming what I was doing because I was not really here. I've got to be honest. I was sorting out some family stuff. I had a family emergency on Thursday, so I was away for the whole day. And then on Friday, the guy with the Transit Connect, he come and picked that van up. I did put a new drive shaft on the end of that, so that was done. But you know, I just weren't filming anything because I just weren't around really. I had loads of stuff going on. I've got a family party happening this week because it's bank holiday this week on the Monday. So I'm really busy, really busy, guys. But I'm back on it today. Let's hope I can sort of do some uploads for the rest of the week. But let's just see. I'll just have to see how it goes. But for today, yeah, busy. I've got two cars in for some work. The first one is a Nissan Micra. In for discs and pads on the front, and then we've got a Fiat 500, a red one that I actually sold 2 years ago. It's now back for some work. I think lower control arm and rear shocks, I think. Rear shocks. So let's get the Nissan Micra in first. I'll show you what it is, and let's get cracking. So let's do this. Right, okay, so guys, here we go. Nissan, I said Micra, didn't I? Is this a Micra? Hold on. No, it's not a Micra. It's a Nissan Note. 2011, I think it is. Yeah, 2011 Nissan Note. I thought it was a Micra. Customer's car asked me to do discs and pads on the front. So they've supplied the discs and the pads for me. So all it is just a little bit of labour to do it. They even supplied a little bit of copper grease as well to put around their brakes. So that is what we're going to be doing first. Should be nice and quick and easy. I'll jack her up, take the wheels off, and then start stripping these discs and pads off, and then replace them for new ones. So this is the first job. Let's get into it. Let's do this. Right, so guys, here we go. That is this side, all done, all complete, all cleaned. That's not dirt, that's actually a little mark on the disc. They come out the packet like that as well. But yeah, new discs, new pads. As you can see, plenty of copper grease in the sliders where it should go. Yeah, because obviously he supplied the copper grease as well, so might as well just use it all up on his ones, and that's what we're doing. So yeah, not too bad. That's that side done. These are a little bit of a pain to get out of the original ones, but what I use is this, and yeah, pretty good bit of kit. And obviously you just bang it and it pops it open. This is from Teg Tools. And it's just yeah, it's just like a, as you hit it on the end, it sort of bangs it and you twist it as you're doing it, and it sort of, yeah, this is a really good bit of kit. I use this quite a bit on those discs where you've got those screws to undo there. So yeah, but that's that side done. Let's get set up now, and we'll do this side, start stripping this down, doing exactly the same thing as the other side. Yeah, and we'll carry on. So let's do this. Right, guys, just want to quickly cut in there. So, this side is not as easy as the other side. Basically, first of all, that screw, I had to really heat it up with the heat gun torch before that would release. But managed to get it out, the old disc, so that's done. The other thing we need to sort out is the carrier itself. This one is not too bad, but it should be better than that, really. It moves in and out, but it still should be a little bit better than that. And I can feel and hear grindiness. The other side was absolutely spot on. There was no problems whatsoever. This one, we seem to have a little bit of an issue. So I think we've got to strip these down to make them easier. This one is actually seized. So what we have to do is we put that in the vise and we sort of spray it and turn it a few times backwards and forwards until it loosens itself up. Then take it apart, then get a drill bit, get all the rubbish and rust and crap out of it, and then reseal it. Yeah, with some, I think copper grease would be all right. I'll just use the stuff that he gave me. So yeah, that is what we need to do next. So let's get this carrier sorted out, and then we're gonna have to start fitting the new stuff, like the new disc, clean it up, put that back in, new pads. But let's do this first. I've set you up. Let's get this loose. And yeah, because that's obviously, that's been an issue of braking and stuff, and that's probably one of the main reasons why he's been yeah, needed to be done. So let's do this. Right, okay. That's so much better. So much better. So there we go. We are ready to put back on the car. So let's get over there. Let's get all these new discs and pads, get the carrier back on, get it all cleaned up. Let's carry on, guys. Let's do this. Okay, well, that is better. Yeah, lot better. You can see that there's, you know, the play in it. That play's supposed to be there. Until, you know, we've pushed the brake pedal a few times, and it just allowed. Just want to make sure that it's got that little slack on this piston, which we have. So that's good. Right, I'm happy now. We can put the wheels back on both sides, and then we can get this out of the way and move on to the next project today. So bear with me for now. I'm going to chuck the wheels on and then bring the next car in. Let's do this. Right, guys, so here we go. This is the second job, second car in for today. And this one needs lower control arm for the driver's side, but we'll turn the car around and do that from this side. I just wanted to do this end, which on this end, we've got to do 2 new rear shocks, which is, they're pretty quick, but, you know, you've just got to be careful with them and stuff like that. But I like to put a jack underneath and support it while you undo it, just to move it up and down a little bit and play around with it. We'll do one side at a time. I'm not going to do both sides at the same time. It just don't work out. So you've got to kind of do one at a time. Got all the parts up there. All the new ones are up there. So, yeah, let's just get set up. Start taking the rear wheels off and then just start removing these old shocks. So, yeah, let's do this. Right, well, that didn't take too long, guys. As you can see, nice new shocks. This one wasn't that bad, I've got to be on this side. It's going, do you know what I mean? You can kind of tell because obviously here, and the rubber just perishes. And there's a lot of slack in the actual centerpiece. It's not that bad, but it is going. It is starting to go there. So, yeah, and the bottom ones are always normally all right on these shocks. It's always these top ones that go first. I I suppose that you know, the bottom one is holding it sturdy and still, and the top one's always moving up and down, I suppose. But yeah, nice new one this side as well. So that one's in place. And then, like I said, this one is the worst one out of the two, and it actually comes straight out. So that is not good. And that's why there's so much banging and playing and messing around with the rear ends. But it's quite a common problem, these shocks on the Fiat 500s. So yeah, and it wasn't a foul on the MOT for this one. It was only an advisory, but it does drive you absolute nuts and mad with the noise. So this should absolutely 100% be a lot quieter for her when she's driving around. Right, let's now spin the car around, and then we're going to get into the lower control arm, which is here. So I'm going to swap this out for a nice new one, and we're going to see why the triangle light is on the dash. Possibly, it's normally wiring issue in it, or something like that, or something silly, or bulb that normally kicks that triangle out. But I just want to do a few checks to see what it is, plug the computer in, see if it will tell us what's going on. But yeah, let's spin around, get on with the lower control arm, and then we'll move on to the triangle light on the dash. So let's do this. Right, okay, guys, let me just explain what is going on. So, as you can see, the front bumper had to come off. So, yeah, I forgot all about this. On these Fiat 500s, to remove these lower control arms, you have to obviously remove, you know, that nut and bolt there that goes through the ball joint. The bolt that goes through here as well, so you have to undo that. I think it's 18. So that's got to come down as well. But to get to, and this, on that end there, there's one bolt that goes through, and it's inside that bit that goes through there. So, and the only the way you can get this out is to remove this bar here, this lower bar. And the only way to remove this bar is getting these 4 bolts here removed from behind the bumper. So bumper's got to come off to get to these 4 bolts, to get to that bar off, to get to the bolt that goes through. So it's a little bit of a faff. You've got to take off and do things to do other things, but it has to be done. So that is what I want to do now. I'll undo these 4 bolts, take this bar off, get to this lower control arm down. It's not actually that bad. Like, sometimes that there is actually touching this metal. It's close, but it's not actually touching it yet. So, but you know, we're gonna swap it out anyway. Get it done, get it off, put a new one in, put it all back together. So let's now do that. But yeah, bumper's got to come off, which is in a way, it's a good thing because I'm going to be checking that light that's on the dash, that triangle light. It probably might be a daytime running light, so it could be an actual plug. So yeah, and I just want to check to see what it could be and what is going on. Whew, it is really hot today, and I mean hot out there. It is hot. So the sun is beating on the roof at the minute. Anyway, let me go and get a drink of water, and then we're going to carry on. I'll set you up and let's get this removed. So yeah, let's do this. Right, there we go. That is the new lower control arm in place. They are picked, these are, to sort of juggle in and get, you kind of got to get that bit in first. You've got to push that in and then tap it into more or less the correct position where the bolt goes through. Otherwise, this part won't go in and it hits on the end of the subframe. So they are tricky, but yeah, you can get them in eventually. So that's what it is. So yeah, the bars back in place. This lower, is it a lower structural part? I'm not sure. I'm not quite sure what they're for. I think it's just maybe an extension bar for the subframe, for the slam panel for the front end, to hold it. Otherwise, there's nothing there to hold it. Maybe that it looks like an afterthought, doesn't it? It's these two end bars, that one there and that one. They kind of look like an afterthought. Like, how are we gonna? I bet they thought, how are we gonna connect the slam panel top and bottom? Oh, well, no, let's just put a bar at the bottom and then that'll hold it. Anyway, waffling. I'm waffling on, ain't I? There we go. We're done with that. So now we can put the bumper back in place, and then once the bumper is back in place and the plugs are back on, I don't want to put the wheel arches. I don't want to put those in place until I've checked the computer to see what that triangle light is. It could have something to do with these plugs, I reckon. They're quite a popular, quite a normal thing to go on these plugs. So I'm going to see if we can work that out. But I need to get a bumper on first, plug it back in, and we'll go from there. And then I'll, you know, if I find something, I'll let you know. If I don't, then it's just going to have to go back together and what else. But she's not paying me to do that on the dash. I just thought, let me see if I can, see if I can work out what is going on. So basically, I'm trying to sort that out for free. Basically, I'm not going to charge her for it. It's just a case of, let me see if I can get rid of it. She didn't even mention it, but I saw it on there. And it could be a bulb anywhere. I don't know what it is yet, but let's just see if we can work it out. But the bumper has got to go back on first. So let me set you up. Let's do this. Right, okay, so guys, it's all back together. And let me explain what I was doing with the computer. So I plugged her in and the triangle light was coming up. And when I scanned it to see what any codes were coming up, and it was coming up with, it said frontal brake switch, open circuit, which I don't get. So, but I think we've had this before on a Fiat 500. Not this one, another Fiat 500 that I did before. And it come up, and because it's still there, look, it's still there. So I scanned it, cleared it, and then it's come back. Let me just do it again. I think there's a loose wire somewhere connected to the brake, and every time you put the foot on the brake, it's something to do. There's a wiring or something on the wiring loom or something. I remember saying this before. Let's go back. Right, a bit. Let's rescan it. See what comes up. There you go. That's the one that just come up before. So let me show you what it is once we finished going through all the modules. Yeah, I'll explain what it is. But I'm sure we've done one of these before, guys. And it turned out there was a broken or loose wire on the wiring loom connected just before or just after the plug on the daytime running light. Okay, so let's go into this one here. Read codes. Let's turn that fan off. Don't want that one. Oil pressure switch signal incorrect after event. Oil pressure switch, that didn't come up before. That can't be linked to that triangle. Can it? Oil pressure switch. Maybe the oil light. No, the oil light weren't coming on. Oil pressure. I'll have to look into this, see what that is. P052067. Active. I'll come out of it. I'll clear it. It'll probably come back if it's there. It keeps coming back. I didn't think it was anything to do with this triangle for some reason. Okay, so it's now cleared. Actually, the triangle light's gone off. So maybe that's what it is. Yeah, look, the triangle light's gone off now, look. So that must be what it is. So all I can really do is look into it, find out what that could be. Oil pressure switch, is that what he said? Yeah, all I can do now is just find out what that is, and let her know a cost to repair that. But yeah, very, very strange. I always thought those triangle lights, those orange triangles were. It is a warning light. Don't get me wrong, but I always thought it was something to do with lights. But it's got to be something to do with that code I just showed you, because once I cleared the code, it cleared the triangle, so it must be linked somehow with that triangle. But I'll do some digging. I'll find out what it is, and we might see this back again, because I don't think, you know, she would have said to me, like, oh, it feels rough, or there's something wrong with the driving of it. She would have said something to me, surely. She's only asked me to do these bits, the rear shocks, the front control arm, and that was it. I'm going to have to explain to her. I say, look, I did look into that. I found it that this is what it is, and then I'll try and, you know, if she wants me to repair it, then I'll do it. But I've not heard of that on a Fiat 500 before. But they're obviously not unless there's a loose wire connection to the oil pressure light switch. Something is going on. But anyway, for now, we are done on this Fiat 500. The customer is going to be collecting this very soon, and I'm absolutely knackered, run out of time. I did have a bit of a late day yesterday, and a long weekend. Obviously it's Monday today. I'm absolutely shattered, so I think I'm going to leave it there. That's the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed watching me do bits and pieces on 2 customers' cars today. And I'll see you guys tomorrow in the next one. Take care. See you soon.